stay focused. Don't listen to nobody. Don't listen to nobody, homie. What's on your mind, just do it. Because what's destined for you, you gonna get it.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to a new video of WIZLAND with Wiz. Happy to be with you guys today. You already read the title of the video, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Failure. I'm gonna give you 3 reasons of why we fail and how we can actually start getting better at failing less. Failure is always going to be part of life. To be honest with you guys, it is something that I am very much, in a way, proud. Not proud, but in a way, I kind of embrace it. And when it does happen for me, I'm always there to kind of get better at it and learn from it. But whatever the case is, it is something that some failures do hit harder than others. When you fail, sometimes it takes an emotional toll on you, and it is what it is. You just got to deal with it and continue on. But I'll give you 3 reasons why we fail, and I hope that it does, in a sense, kind of allow you to think about the reasons you fail, and hopefully you can build certain strategies for yourself that will prevent failure on a continuous basis. Because some people continue to fail and fail and fail and fail, eventually creating that feeling of wanting to quit, and they eventually quit. If you're watching this, my intention is for you to not quit and to continue on and hopefully learn something in this video. So the first reason why we fail is the lack of preparation. The lack of preparation is one of the main reasons that failure exists for most of us, and it is one of the main reasons I failed at a lot of things in my life. As I've gotten older, I've become better at this because I've understood that if I'm not preparing, I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but if you don't prepare, you're basically preparing to fail. And it is something pretty direct, and it's true. The more preparation you do towards something, the more ready and the more tools you're adding to your toolbox. And that has to do with business, that has to do with relationships, that has to do with anything new that you're trying to do in life. If you're not preparing, you're going to fail, and it's almost a must. It's almost a certainty that you will fail because you're not even doing the things that you have a control over. This is one of the things that you really do have control over. You're never going to be overly prepared, but you do run a risk of being overly prepared and overthinking things. And that's something that you have to be able to defer when you're not taking any action, and whatever it is that you're trying to do, that's you overthinking things. But if you're taking action, and in the same sense, you're allowing yourself to learn on the subject, you're allowing yourself to learn. For example, I'll give you an example of how you can become prepared for a new business that you're trying, or a new venture, or maybe you joining YouTube, or maybe you going into a school, whatever the case might be. You have to, for example, if you're going into a new business, what market are you going to? Who's going to be your customers? What's your demographic of people that will be consuming your services? What service are you going to give? What product? What is going to make your product different than the competitor's product? Who are your competitors? Why are your competitors successful in that particular market? What makes them so good? What makes them bad? Where can you beat them at? What gives them an advantage? Like, all these different things are just things that you're preparing yourself to go into, but that's something that you can actually attain by yourself. You can actually go online. You can actually, now there's so many different companies that provide certain information about companies that they've researched, that all the details about companies are out there. So in the sense of you joining into a new business, it's on you to do your homework and be prepared. So when you start failing at certain things, at least you know what's going on, instead of you feeling that maybe this particular failure is a killer. It's something that is going to kill your business. And I think that's when you're prepared, you actually can kind of tell how big of a failure something is, because sometimes failures are not equated in the same realm. You can have a small failure, or you can have a really big failure. For example, when you get a small failure can be something like maybe a product not doing the numbers that you wanted, compared to you creating an entire logo that is already been created in the same market with the same color schemes and the same style, and then you get you get sued, and those two are two different type of failures. So if you're not ready, you really don't know what's going on. So that's my main thing for the first tip, the lack of preparation. Second one, we think of life, or we think that certain failures are bigger than life. To be honest with you, when we fail, it is not a good feeling. When I fail, some of the times that I failed they're being very painful in a sense, because it does take a hit in your emotions. It takes a hit on your mindset. It takes a hit on your confidence. It takes a hit in a lot of different aspects of life. But when we start thinking about maybe we cannot be that person, or maybe we cannot be that business, or maybe we cannot have a relationship like that, or maybe we can't do certain things because we can't believe that it could happen to us. That's what I mean. We start thinking about things bigger than life. I do believe that just how horrible things happen in life, really good things happen in life, and the people that those really good things happen to are no different than you and I. The Rock was not always The Rock. You have famous people out there that were not always famous. There's obviously, everyone has a different start in life. So everyone has different means to life. Everyone knows different people. Everyone starts at different phases in life, in the sense that some people start rich, some people start poor, some people start in the middle class. Some people start in the United States, some people start in a third world country. You don't control none of that. You don't control who you're born to, but you do control how you actually allow your environment to build who you are, and allow yourself to intake what you actually have going for you. What is it around you that you can use to put yourself in a better position? And I think that's where a lot of people change their lives and change their mindsets, and they just make different they just take different actions that maybe we haven't taken, or maybe we had not thought about until certain points in our lives. So that's one of the main things that you have to think about, that when you're expecting failure, and when you don't believe that you can actually succeed, you're already putting yourself in a mindset and in a frame that you're going to fail. More than likely you fail. So you have to stop thinking about things that or situations being bigger than life, because they're not. I always believe that if someone is able to do it, that if someone has been able to do it and you're in the same position they were at some point, you are able to do it as well. It's just on you to start making actions and taking actions and making decisions that will put you in that same position that person has been able to get to. And understand that the beauty of the internet is that you can actually look at someone's history and kind of tell the steps that they've taken to get to a certain point. And maybe you won't be able to take these same identical steps, but it does leave a blueprint. Like Kevin Hart said in one of his podcast interviews, success does leave the blueprint. And I think Arnold has also said that. You have to look at people that have succeeded in the things that you want to do, and then you have to study it, and then you have to respect your process and kind of learn from that and see how you can be more effective, and see how you can avoid the same mistakes they did, so you can actually avoid failure in a way, you know. So just keep that in mind. Don't think about life or certain scenarios or certain people or failure or something beyond this world, that it doesn't happen. It happens, man. It happens to all of us. So you have to understand that if you put yourself in a different mindset, that things you will start thinking about things differently, and you're going to be able to learn from failure. The last thing that I want to share with you guys, and the main reason that I do believe that we continue to fail, is because we don't stop to analyze mistakes. So ignoring mistakes is the main reason we fail, because some of us, for the most part, keep doing the same mistakes over and over and over. I've done that before, until eventually I'm like, you know what, I keep doing the same shit over and over and over. It's time for me to change this. It's time for me to stop doing this and to learn from it. And this can happen in your business, it can happen with your own life, it can happen with your fitness, it can happen with your eating habits, it can happen with your relationships. So every time we mess up, if we're just trying to turn the page and not stop to analyze what just happened, you're putting yourself in a position where you're going to more than likely do the same mistake again. So it's on you to stop, analyze, learn from it, and kind of see. And one of the biggest tips that I can give you is to put yourself outside of that problem, even if it is yours, and analyze it from an outside perspective without any emotions. If you can do that and learn how to do that, promise you that you will get better at avoiding failure. Or if you do fail, you're going to be able to manage it better, and you're going to definitely learn from it and not do that same mistake again. And I'm trying to get better at this because I know for a fact that I was the type of person that if something wrong happened, I was just trying to flip the page and continue on instead of just stopping to analyze why that happened. So when you actually stop to think about it, stop to understand what just happened, and I'm not saying stop to understand what just happened for a whole week. No, I'm saying think about it for maybe the next 30 minutes to an hour, and really allow yourself to get back to a stable frame where you don't have any emotions, when you're not feeling pain, when you're not feeling mad, when you're not feeling annoyed, when you don't have no type of emotions. You're just calm. When you get to that point again, analyze it, and more than likely you'll see why that failed. And if it failed and it's something important for you, you're going to avoid that failure again, and that can be in anything in life. So that's my 3 tips for you today. If you liked the video today, guys, hopefully you go ahead and subscribe, leave me a comment, share the content, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Peace.